Welcome to The Explainer. So, if you've spent the last 2.5 years hoarding prompt libraries, paying for courses on how to write slightly better emails with a chatbot, and just endlessly tweaking your text inputs, well, I've got some news for you. That whole generative era, the days of obsessively tweaking prompts, it is officially over. We are now navigating this massive, seismic shift into the new agentic era of AI. And honestly, most of us are still trying to figure out exactly what to do with it. So get comfortable, because right now we are going to build your master plan for this wild new frontier. You see, we're moving out of the generative era, where AI basically just responded to whatever text you typed, and right into the agentic era, where AI is actually acting for you. And the platforms, they're already here. We're talking about tools like Claude Cowork, ChatGPT Agent Mode, Gemini Gems, and Cursor. They don't just chat anymore. They manage your files, they write full reports, and they literally make judgment calls while you are fast asleep. But here is the catch. Because these capabilities are so incredibly new, most people are setting them up completely backwards. Which brings us to Section 1, the paradox of autonomy. It turns out, as AI becomes more autonomous, it actually needs to know a whole lot more about you. Think about it. The more autonomy and freedom you give an AI agent to do your work, the more it absolutely needs to know about you on a personal level. I'm not talking about your industry or your company's generic brand guidelines or just the software stack you use. No, it needs to understand your specific thinking patterns, your personal boundaries, and exactly what your definition of done looks like. If you skip giving the AI that deep personal context, you are not building a helpful precision AI agent. You're just building a very fast, very confident, and very wrong assistant. I mean, have you ever asked an AI to finish a project and it spit out something that was structurally perfect but sounded absolutely nothing like you? Yeah, that is exactly what happens when an AI operates from a totally different mental model of who it's actually working for. And look, this isn't just some minor annoyance. It is a systemic failure. Just look at this stark warning from McKinsey. They point out that deploying AI agents without proper context, guidance, and alignment is quite literally a recipe for chaos. When professionals skip that foundational step of context alignment, when they just rush in to configure gems or write basic rules files, they end up with wildly inconsistent outputs. Suddenly, the AI feels like it's actually creating way more work than it's saving. And man, that leads to some incredible frustration. And all of this is snowballing into a massive industry-wide problem. 40%. Just let that sink in. That is a staggering number. Gartner is predicting that over 40% of all agentic AI projects will be completely canceled by the end of 2027. And get this, they won't be canceled because the tech failed or because the AI just wasn't smart enough. No, they're going to be canceled simply because that foundational alignment work, actually teaching the AI who it is working for, was just never done. Moving on to Section 2, enter the Prime framework, which serves as your universal identity layer. So how do we make sure you don't become just another statistic in that 40% failure rate? Well, the missing piece in your tech stack isn't some shiny new tool or a more expensive subscription. It's a universal intelligence layer. Prime acts as this one master profile that teaches every single AI across every platform you use exactly how to work with your specific mind. Now, how do we actually capture this identity? See, most AI setups just hand you a basic static form to fill out, and they call it personalization. But Prime is entirely different. It's an active, precision-engineered interview run by any frontier AI model. So instead of a boring form that just captures what people say they do, the Prime interview actively pushes past those surface answers. It asks you follow-up questions to reveal how you actually work, surfacing all these hidden preferences, patterns, and priorities that you probably never even thought to write down. All right, Section 3, breaking down PRIM. Let's take a quick look at exactly what makes up your AI identity. So what exactly are we extracting during this interview process? Let's rapidly break down this critical framework letter by letter. First up, we start with P, which stands for persona. This is the cognitive profile your AI needs to actually complement how you think and make decisions. Remember, we are not trying to create some generic, super polite assistant here. We are aiming for a precision fit for your specific cognitive style. How do you process information? Are you highly analytical, or are you more of a visionary, big-picture thinker? Your AI absolutely needs to know this to serve you properly. Next up is R, for rhythm. Now, this goes way beyond just listing out the things you currently do on autopilot. Defining your rhythm is about explicitly stating what tasks you want the AI to handle entirely. The goal here is freeing you up so you can focus completely on the deep, creative work that literally only you can do. It's all about establishing the actual cadence of your daily workflow. Then we have I, for intent. This right here is your ultimate definition of done. It sets the specific quality bar for your finished work. By defining your intent, you're teaching the AI the crucial judgment calls that separate a truly finished, ready-to-publish deliverable from, just draft work that's still going to need your manual intervention and editing anyway. Following that is M for method. This covers the tactical side of things, your tools, your communication style, and your specific delivery preferences. By locking in your method, you basically guarantee that every single output the AI hands you lands on your desk ready to use, rather than ready to be completely rebuilt from scratch just because the formatting was slightly off.
And finally, E is for exclusions. Honestly, this might just be the most important one of the bunch. These are your hard no's, your personal energy drains, and the absolute firm boundaries your AI must never cross. If you don't want your AI volunteering you for certain types of meetings or suddenly adopting this weird, stiff corporate tone, you have to set that boundary right here. This ensures the AI doesn't accidentally drag you right back into those energy-draining tasks you were trying to avoid in the first place.
Section 4, your universal identity layer outputs. Let's look at the actual Prime assets. Okay, so before you go and set up even one more Claude project, before you build another custom GPT or try to configure another Gemini gem, I really urge you to just stop. Stop all your other AI setups and run the Prime interview first. Because when you complete just one Prime session, you generate 3 incredibly powerful, highly practical assets. Number 1, a master instruction set that you literally just paste into the custom instructions of every model you use. Number 2, a Claude.md file. You can drop this directly into the root of any coding project, and suddenly tools like Claude Code, Cursor, Windsurf, or GitHub Copilot instantly share your full context without you having to say a single word. And number 3, a deployment guide, which gives you the exact file names and platform-specific instructions. You do the profile once, and it ports perfectly across your entire tech stack. Talk about a real game changer. Section 5. Think past the sizzle. Focus on the steak.
Seriously, you have to ignore the overnight AI hype cycle. All those people on social media claiming they built $1 million business in 72 hours with one magical prompt? Yeah, ignore them. The specific platform is not the point. The fundamental logic, the sound principles of the Prime framework, those are the things that will actually outlast the latest software update. McKinsey validates this perfectly with this amazing insight. Promises are everywhere right now, but critical thinking is in short supply. Whether you are working in Claude today, GPT 5.5 tomorrow, or some crazy platform that hasn't even been announced yet, the tools are inevitably going to change. But your thinking patterns, your quality standards, and the core logic you build into your Prime identity, those are your constants. They aren't going anywhere.
Section 6. Get the Prime Master Prompt. Here is how you can start right now. Building on those constants instead of just chasing the hype, that is exactly how you create sustainable success in this new era. And the best part? You can start right now. I'm going to guide you through the exact next steps you need to take to acquire this foundational Prime Master Prompt today. And listen, there are no shady sales funnels here, and there are absolutely 0 courses you need to buy. The creator of the framework, Paul Blocky, has made it incredibly accessible for everyone. You actually have 3 direct ways to get the master prompt instantly, straight from him. Option 1, you can direct message Paul Blocky on LinkedIn. Option 2, just drop a comment on his original article. Or option 3, which honestly is probably the fastest way, just text the word Prime to 917-746-2202, and you'll get a link to the document instantly. Paul only asks for one thing in return. Once you run the interview, just let him know how Prime actually works for you. And that brings us to the end of our explainer. As Paul Blocky wisely says, stay curious, stay humble, break things, rinse, and repeat. The agentic era is already here, folks, and it is going to act for you whether you direct it properly or not. So what's it going to be? Are you going to let your AI agents run completely wild and just guess what you want? Or are you going to build your AI constants today and truly master your own personal identity? The choice is entirely yours. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will see you next time.